Hey everybody, welcome back to Safe Haven Valley Railroad. Today we are actually starting the project of Vic's Garage. I made some color adjustments to the colors I'm using. Yes, I'm still using blue. And yes, it will be a two shaded color. Just be warned, my lamps are not showing the actual color it is, so you'll have to just go by what I'm telling you. But yes, let's jump over to the bench and let's get this thing rolling. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Safe Haven Valley Railroad, where we are starting a new project. In the first video, I went over some colors and what we're doing with the project. I did a little more color research and came up with a slightly different theme with the colors. It's still blue, but I played around with the colors. And was working with what I had. So we'll go over that, what changes I made in a little bit. But yes, today is the starting day of this build officially. So tonight I'm gonna kind of show you how I'm gonna do the trim, and I'm gonna show you the bracing, and then I'll finish it off camera and show you how it I'll show you how it looks on the first piece, and then I will start to paint. Though this first video is a little time consuming, so I'm going to do the bracing and then the paint. I'm not going to paint the ones that I'm bracing because the instructions, Frank says we don't need to brace the smaller ones, but we can if we want to. I'm choosing not to. So I'll be able to use these as the painting ref, and then I'll show the bracing on this. And I'm going to pull out real quick. Let's see. That's the trim. And here we go. The corners. This is the smaller. There's a difference between, this is like, see this is bigger than this. So it's, the thicker stuff will be for the bracing. The smaller stuff here is for the corners. So we will kind of work with that. So I am going to just dive right in, and everything else. I will note one thing. Frank Frank wished me good luck, and he's challenged me to show him what I got. I'll put it that way. So, however it comes out, Frank, but I am being optimistic about this because blue is a hard color to model in this hobby, and if I pull this off, I will be very pleased, very pleased. So, all right, so I'm gonna set this box out of the way. For now, I'll set the corner trim aside because we'll be discussing colors later. But for now, what I want to do is bring in my palette, grab a toothpick. And again, I'm just going to show one piece of bracing. I have to admit, I was taking the garage piece out, and it had slid out, and this piece, the garage door side, hit the tip my workbench, and it broke. So I did have to make a repair, but I think we're good because I'm going to put bracing on it, and it should be good to go. But anyway, my goal tonight is to show you how I do the bracing, and then I'm not putting bracing on the smaller building, so I'll show you how I am going to paint. That'll be a little bit of a time-consuming spot because I have a certain way that I achieve a smooth look with these paintings. When I paint with acrylics on these smaller ones. So get some glue here. And I still haven't decided whether I'm going to paint this or not. I might paint it. And if I do, it'll get the same color as, which, you know, I probably will paint it. But it'll be the same color that I show you I'm going to do the house. Or the build. So for now, this is going to get set in the back. Okay, so let's get this. I'm going to do only one of these. I don't need to go through all of it because once I show you how to do it, it's pretty simple. Whether you do HO, NO, whatever, you apply the same technique for the proper sizing of structure you are working on. And if you're following the instructions, that's even better because it kind of shows you how it's placed and the approximate sizing in the images. So I'm going to just go and grab this one because I want to get it stabilized. And I saved time, and I cut out the pieces for each piece. There's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That one goes to that one. So, and on this build, I got 2 pieces for the ends, which will go up here. I got 4 pieces for this one. I got 4 strips of that one. And we're not putting any on the small structure. So, with that, all I did is I took the stick of strip wood, and I measured it to the width, to the height of this building. As you can see, it is the same height. Let me just zoom in here so you can get a better look. There. So what I did is I took it. I tried to cut them. This one is going to need a little bit of a trim for that one. In fact, all of these are going to need a slight trim. So I'm going to just go ahead and, because what I did is I measured this and I cut them on my chop block. And I'm just going to cut a little bit off so that I have a little bit of reserve on the bottom and the top. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just leave enough where it's not going to be right at the top or right at the bottom, unless you like it that way. I don't put mine right all the way to the top because I find that when I'm trying to work with it, it's just not, it doesn't leave me enough room to have flexibility, in my opinion, but everyone has their own idea about it. So anyway, So I'm just trimming these down just a little bit so they're not right at the bottom and right at the top. So now you can see that I'm going to put this right in the middle so that you have a little bit of top there and a little bit there. All right, so that's how I basically trim my pieces according to the size of structural support bracing that I want. Everyone's different. So now I'm going to start on the piece that's broken that I had to repair. And to do that, all I did is I put glue in there. I put glue on the back side and I wiped it down and then let it dry. And then after it dried, I slowly, very lightly, picked away at the glue on the surface. I mean, I did wipe it down when I did it, but glue still is glue. It seeps out. So I just kind of went and picked at it a little bit just to make it smooth. And so now all I'm going to do is put my palette there. And I'm just going to take one side, and I'm just going to dab glue. Don't need a whole lot, especially with wood glue. You know, I just tap it because it actually agitates the glue and starts the healing process for the glue. And for this project, I'm going to lay this in there with my tweezers so that you can see what I'm doing, or try to show you what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go just straight on down, right down there, just like this. Again, so you can kind of see what I'm doing, but I will show you when it's done. So I'm gonna go straight down where I want it and just go right in the middle. And then being that there's a door there, you want to try to split the difference as best you can for the support so that you have a little work room for the doorways, which whatever build you're doing. So that's pretty darn good. And then what I do is I just take my little Q-tip. See how there's glue there? I just take that and just take a little bit of my toothpick on the opposite end, lightly go along that. Boom. That's it. All right. Let me do the others real quick, and I'll show you how the outcome is. So, and you saw how there was glue that pushed out. So you know, even though I didn't put all, I covered it, there's still going to be some that's going to come out. So, and that's okay. Now, I said I was going to keep these videos at 15 to 30 minutes, so we're already approaching the 15-minute in here. So I am going to just kind of hurry through this part because I want to explain my color choice real quick and then just do it and get it done. I'm only going to do one piece of that. I'm only working on one piece so that you can see what the color, my process of how I do it. and whatnot. So get this other piece in here, and then we'll let it sit. I only use the plier tweezers around the doorways because there's not much room to work with. When you get out here, it ain't gonna matter so much. So you just take it like this, and then turn around and lay it down where you want to where you want the support to be. Now you got to remember, on the back side of here, you don't need to worry about getting it too close to the edge, because this is a front wall and this is the back wall right here. So I will be putting on, I will be putting on corner pieces, but not until I get them painted. It is going to get weathered after they get put on, because the whole building is going to get the same weathering color. And I'll reveal that later. But for now, take my my toothpick, and just wipe away the excess. I just put it on my fingers for now, because I do gotta wash my hands when I'm done. And what this will do is it'll just take away as much of the excess away as you can. You'll adhere it, and then you don't have to worry about any mess as you go down, as it dries. So, okay, so that is how I glue. I'm gluing down my structural pieces. So put that back up here, let that dry. I will finish the rest of the bracing and the coloring, and then when I get that done, we'll go on to the next phase, which is the basically I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the color of the trim. Oh wait, I already did. So I'll show you that. That's where we're going to go to right now. So after I got done with my other video and I showed you all the colors I'm going to do, I kind of was driving around and saw kind of a pretty, teal blues and gray blues and blue-green blue colored homes. But they all had one thing in common. They either had kind of a grayish color of trim or a white color in trim. Well, I still wanted to do keep up with the challenge and do 2 different shades of blue. So I'm going to do that, but all the doors and windows will still be white. So that is what I decided. But they will be dirtied as to show, usage and wear. So I went through and found a scrap piece. And I know you guys all saw that I chose to go with 2 blue and bright blue for my colors. Well, after playing around, and I'll show you this, I made this. Let me back this up just a little bit. Came in and I made this. This is a color chart for 2 blue, which is this one right here. So with 2 blue, this is the natural color. It comes out of the bottle dried. Right here. This is the natural color. Then this big section here is with white added. And then this here is with gray, white, and the blue. So it's not quite a turquoise. It shows turquoise on camera because I'm looking at it right now. But it's actually more of a grayish tint to the blue. So that my light here does not. And let me turn this other light on. Okay, so hopefully that will, this is not too bad either, but it's, I have a white bulb in this lamp and I have a yellow bulb in the other one, so it kind of bounces different. So that's why the lighting's different. I'm getting better lighting eventually, so bear with me. So just take my word for it that when you look at it this way, you're actually seeing what I'm seeing. See, that's kind of like a, it looks gray, but it has a bluish color to it. And that's actually pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. See this blue on my ruler? It's about the same color of blue as that. Just just a slightly variant of it. So anyway, getting off track there. Anyway, so I did, that was that. And then I tried to go with just adding gray to it, and it changed it. See, this is the original right here, and that's the original with just gray. This is with white, and this was both white and gray. I'm liking the look of the white and gray, even though it looks more like a turquoise blue. I'm going to be going with this because I'm looking at it and it's actually more of a gray. But on this side, this is more of a turquoise. This is bright blue. So this is bright blue with a tint of gray. Oops. With just gray, with nothing. This is with white added only. This is white and gray. So I have decided that I will be using two blue in a double theme. I'm going to use this blue and this blue. This is more of a gray, and this is more of a regular kind of dulled down light blue versus that one. This one's more bright. This one's dulled down. So two blue has won out. Bright blue gets to go away. That's it. So the reason why I'm going with this color as, let's see. These two colors is because I'm going to be doing the under eave and the corner post trim in gray. And then the house color, well, okay. These are my colors, but the windows and doors will be white. So, these are going to be weathered. I have my pigment chalks and my Vatero that will be added to this build to make my stuff work. So we're doing the true blue with white and gray mixed, and then we're using the two blue with just the white as my dual blue, because this is a blue gray with the actual blue, and we're going to have white windows and doors. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go see how it turns out, and that will be that. Okay. Now, I said that there was a technique that I used, and basically I'm adding alcohol, isopropyl alcohol to the paint, and yes, it does thin it out. And I'll show you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it on the solid piece here because it's a little easier, and there's no windows or doors I have to worry about, so I can just get it done and show you. We have a few minutes left for today's video, and then we're going to call it good. So let's get at it. All right, so with that, I'm going to just take my isopropyl alcohol, and my eyedropper here, and I'm not going to need that's all I'm going to need. I'll just put it in there. I hope that's all I'm going to need. If I need more, I have it right handy. So, alright, so now I need to mix my paint. Okay, so what color am I going with the house again? The 2 blue with white. So, get the white here. Quickly do this here so we can do. Okay. Alright, just drop some blue, couple of drops. Blue. Alright, there we go. Now, where did my stir stick go? Where did my stir stick go? Here we go. Here it is. Just gonna stir it in the white. See how the white just kind of mixes really good? It looks kind of like a marbly color now, but I'm gonna mix it in. And I know Frank said, well, you gotta have to dial those down. Well, Frank, I know that. But you got to start with the base and work in layers. And if you're weathering, the color is the first layer. And then what if you do stains or other stuff and protective layers or whatever it is you choose to do, that becomes the layer you're working with. So I mix this up really good, get it pretty well mixed. And I already showed you what it's going to look like. The 2 blue that it's going to show is going to be like this. Like I said, my lighting does not work. I have a white bright light, and then I have a yellow light. The yellow light shows things more whatever. Okay, so then I am going to use, where did that brush go? For this one, I'm going to use this brush here. Or yeah, because then you'll just lay down. Yeah. Okay. So, so what I do, I have my alcohol right here. So what I like to do is, not liking that. I forgot to rinse that out. I already have Viterro stuff. Alright, well, let's just do this again real quick. Make sure when you use an eyedropper, it is clean. The alcohol cleaned my eyedropper for me. Okay. That way you don't have any contamination. Okay. Let's just set this aside right here. So anyway, I am going to do this. I take the drops. I take drops and I just get the surface wet. I just make sure it's flat. And I just drop it in there. You don't have to use all of it. You don't want to use all of it, because if you can get away with little, that's even better. So what I do is I take my paintbrush, just get a little on there, and then what I do is I brush the alcohol out. So I am just going like full strokes. Let the alcohol thin the paint. Just like that. So I'm just brushing it. Long strokes all the way from one side to the other. And I'm liking that pretty well right there, because what I like about it is that when you use it, it thins it out, and then you're able to get a natural faded look from underneath. But if you need a little more paint, dab it and just keep the same brush stroke. If it gets a little thick, you add a drop or two. So now, 1, 2, not a lot at the same time. Then you have the backside of your brush. Just kind of go with that, lightly brush it over. Don't apply pressure. Just keep it steady, straight, and consistent smooth strokes. What you want to do is, to get the smoothness on the piece, you gotta let the alcohol evaporate as you brush. And what it looks like, if you do it right, is you'll have some fading, but you'll get the texture of the wall. You know, and it's okay. And now that it's starting to dry or absorb in, I stop adding paint and just kind of brush it over. Just keep brushing, keep brushing, keep brushing. Long strokes over the whole piece to keep constant consistency through the building. So that is how I do my painting. Now, how does that look to you? Don't worry about the shading of the color. It's not the right color because of my lighting. But look how smooth that went on. Okay, now that it's dry a little bit, you want to add a peeling effect. This is what I do. Take a paper towel, okay? Just a paper towel. And you go blot, 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 blot. Blot, 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 blot. Just blot a little bit of it on there. Perfect. Don't know if this will come in very clear, but you can see the little marks I made. Now it shows like it has a little bit of wear to it. You can't see it, but there's a little fading right there. You might be able to see that. In the center there, there's a little bit of a fade there. That's perfect. That's perfect. So this wall is complete. With that, I'm going to end tonight. I'll have everything up to date with paint and the rest of the other stuff. Support's done. And in the next video, we will work on painting. And whether, well, wait, no, never. Hold on a second there. Yeah, in the next video, we will work on the corner post trim and that color. And we'll get them, let them dry, get them cut. And I'll show you where they're going to go. And then I will go from there. But until next time, we'll see you then. All right. You guys have a good night and welcome aboard this project. We're just going to keep going forward with it and see how it turns out. This is an unknown, so we're going to take this journey and just roll with it. How it goes is how it goes. I can't sit and make decisions and change in my mind 100 times, so we're just going to roll with it. So, till next time, be safe, enjoy your hobby time, and get up away from the bench and stretch. Don't wear yourself out. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.